Is there a good bull case for XRP, aka Bread Garlic House coin? Well, maybe. I see, unlike other established altcoins, XRP actually hit a new all-time high this cycle. Most have not. Most have not even come close. Despite some procedural problems, Ripple's legal battles with the SEC appear to almost be done. And if you happen to think that it was the XRP legal case with the SEC that was holding the asset back, then there's something there, isn't there? Ripple, after all, was at the forefront of the regulatory battle before Trump became America's first ever pro-crypto president. In this situation, you could argue, well, XRP might have the most to gain from America's pro-crypto shift, and it might be going to the effing moon. It's got the partnership, it's got the integrations, right? Think about all the partnerships and stuff that it's got. Just recently, XRP's been integrated with ThorChain. Here in the UAE, a digital bank called Zandbank and fintech platform called Mamo are both collaborating with Ripple on using its tech for cross-border payments. We also had a big announcement that Ripple Ledger, the XRP Ledger, is going to be used for tokenized real estate in the UAE. Ripple also acquired crypto custody specialist Medico and Standard Custody over the last couple of years, and earlier this year made headlines when it acquired Hidden Road for a huge $1.25 billion. Now, Hidden Road is a global prime brokerage that handles over $3 trillion a year in transactions. Ripple's stablecoin, by the way, RLUSD, is utilized on Hidden Road, which also now makes use of the XRP ledger. Plus, there's also the possibility of Ripple acquiring USDC issuer Circle, which would be massive, although there's reportedly a lot of competition from Coinbase on that front, and my money would be on Coinbase getting Circle, but you never know. Wouldn't be surprised to see Ripple get it either. Potential acquisition, if it happens, will be massive. Rumors have been denied by Circle themselves, but who knows what's actually happening in the background. Spot XRP ETFs are also likely to be coming in the near-term future. And you don't have to look far on X to know that XRP has had an enormously loyal community of holders for years and years. Whatever your own view of XRP is, it's the most institutionally aligned TradFi suit nerd coin out there. And maybe for that reason, it seems to resonate with boomers. Not forgetting that when it comes to investing, boomers are the wealthiest generation, and XRP is the suit coin, so it should be a good investment. Well, personally, I'm still not convinced, and I'm still not buying XRP, but XRP is a great coin to trade, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on this cycle because it's proven that it has the ability to pump massively. By the way, if you want to trade XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, any of that kind of stuff with deep liquidity on an OG cryptocurrency exchange that lets you trade actually, okay, long XRP, short XRP, or any of the other coins with no KYC, you might need a VPN. That exchange is Femex. You should check it out. There's a link down below in the description if you want to start trading the way that you're supposed to be, aka freely, then go check it out. You can trade all the big coins over there, and they've even got a crazy bonus going on right now where you can get up to $30,000 in deposit and trading bonus. Now, obviously, that's tiered, so the more you trade, the more you deposit, the more you can get back, but there's all kinds of tiers up to that top $30,000 level, so there's lots of money on the table here to be had if you are a trader and you're doing some size, or you want to start doing some size. There's a link down below to Femex. Go check it out. So what are some of the problems with XRP? Look, for sure, stablecoin adoption is coming. Real-world assets are a big deal. The deal they just made with UAE is massive. Banks are getting in on the act. They have some insane banking partnerships, and we'll likely have the Genius Act in the USA introducing a clear regulatory framework for stablecoins in the not too distant future, which should benefit RLUSD and be a big benefit if they actually buy USDC's Circle. If legacy financial institutions are now betting on stables as a way of cross-border payment being conducted, then there's a real space for the RLUSD stablecoin. But is there really any requirement for XRP? Will it replace the SWIFT system as is often been touted? Seems like cross-border payments are on blockchains right now, and they can be executed just fine without the XRP ledger. Ever since Solana-based transactions using USDC, it's super easy. Also, when it comes to on-chain metrics, the number of active addresses on the XRP ledger, that's Ripple's public blockchain. It's not looking great, guys. Not showing a lot of signs of growth. It peaked out in December last year at over 100,000 addresses, which is shockingly small considering the size of the market cap, and has since been steadily dropping off, with the number recently going below $20,000 at a time when attention on crypto has been increasing. The market's been heating up. What's going on, XRP Ledger? Everyone's just buying and holding and hoping the price goes up. They're not actually using the ledger that much. But that could all change. It can change very quickly. More RLUSD stablecoin adoption, more real-world assets, right? It's not where it is now, but where it can be. Will it get there? Well, they seem to have all the partnerships lining up, but we need to see that number increase dramatically. For sure, we can see that with all the corporate acquisitions, Ripple appears to have some incredible ambitions here for the XRP ledger. But on the balance, I would rather hold Bitcoin over XRP. XRP is a great trade, I think. I don't see it holding up much differently than any other altcoin when a bear market hits. Its price is going to get wiped out just the same like all the other ones. Maybe a controversial take for the XRP fans out there. I prefer Bitcoin. Now, XRP has a shorter term trade, though. Now you're talking my language. That all said, though, doesn't mean XRP cannot be a good coin to trade. In fact, it's a great coin to trade. It's got plenty of narratives going to pump it massively. It's got big names that operates, you know, in its own niche, really. And I can see how there could be a decent long setup for really the rest of the cycle. Also, if retail returns at peak market froth, what are they going to buy? Things they already know, quite possibly familiar tickers on centralized exchanges. Damn, I bought XRP the last 2 cycles, made money on it. I'm going to buy it again. Happened at the end of last year when Dino Coins went on a massive run. XRP led the way, doing a 7 fricking X, man, a move that caught trench-dwelling crypto natives completely offside. But there was a lesson in there. Although there's an opportunity cost to medium-term holding, there will always be times when it pays to have a bag of XRP in your portfolio. When this thing pumps, it doesn't screw around. It pumps epically. As long as you believe a retail wave will return, they're going to buy XRP. And if we take a look at the XRP chart on the daily, we can see that the price has been in a downtrend, really, for the whole year so far. Until April, there was a decent breakout past resistance with a clean retest in early May. So maybe we reverse the downtrend. Maybe it's time for that next big wave up here for XRP. There's also the 50-day EMA. We've seen the price bouncing around that level quite a bit as well, which is pretty important. On the other hand, there hasn't been that huge amount of volume that shows that, okay, we have a confirmed breakout, things are going crazy, but price has just kind of slowly been dropping off, accumulating, if you will, grinding, waiting for the next big move. Plus, there are reports of big moves by whale addresses about a week ago with a large amount of XRP taken off exchanges, which in theory is good, but we didn't really see a big corresponding move up in the price, so it may not be such a big deal. But it isn't a positive signal either and could indicate perhaps a lack of buyer demand. Now, XRP market sentiment, as for market sentiment around XRP for the rest of the year, a market on Polymarket asking whether XRP will make a new all-time high by the end of the year currently has punters settling odds of 45%. So again, people are feeling pretty undecided about XRP right now. Although to be fair, maybe that's just a reflection of the current uncertainty around markets in general. No one's really certain about the markets. We just had Bitcoin hitting an all-time high, and it's the quietest it's ever been. Everyone's sidelined, seething. I don't know. Overall, then, looks to me like there is a place for XRP in a medium-term portfolio or a low-leverage trade, for example, potentially for the rest of the cycle. When Bitcoin dominance drops, alts get some breathing room. Or if we get another run on Dino Coins specifically, which could easily happen again, or America Coins, which XRP is one of those, then there's always plenty of room for short-term trade setups to be found in the XRP charts, which has been trading beautifully, as a simple fact. Long-term investment thesis, I'm a Bitcoin guy. Thanks for watching.